What up, Blue Roof May
So
Shot?
hard to say.
Yes, it is. I'm a little, I've been having sinus headaches and stuff like that. So
You should take some.
I've actually taken medicine, something I never do. I've
Some Benadryl.
caved. Well, I don't know. I have some sinus relief thing, jiggy bug.
Benadryl makes you sleep. That's
Yeah,
why
I've been.
I'm so sleepy because I take Benadryl to sleep, and I'm just sleepy all the time. But
Doesn't sound good. That's probably something you shouldn't do.
well, I mean, you do that to go to sleep. I give it to my patients to go to sleep all the time. So you could do it, but I mean.
But doesn't then it make it harder for you to fall asleep on your own?
I guess if you do it constantly. I haven't been doing it constantly, but I've been doing it more often.
My philosophy in life has been if you could avoid taking medicine, you should avoid taking medicine.
Yeah, I like that philosophy too.
I've just been feeling really so I've been taking medicine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm a little wonky.
Okay.
But why did we talk? Okay, yeah. So what's up, Blue Roof Nation?
Medicine show.
We have a nurse. Welcome to the still titled Chillin' with Z with Miss Zelda herself.
Yep.
And good morning. Nah,
Actually afternoon.
I was reading
Good
the box.
afternoon. Oh.
the lights on.
Oh, there's a cue card on here. Good morning.
That's all it says. It just says it repeating. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
And then there's warning. Urethane foam is flammable.
Oh God.
I don't even know what urethane is. I've never heard of that word before. What is that?
Alright, I'm on medication. What's your excuse?
No, have you heard of urethane?
It's a chemical. I don't know what it does.
I'm gonna Google that when I get home. Okay.
But this is the gaming show, which you can tell by all the talk we've had so far.
Yeah.
I thought the name Chilling with Z sounds like it's more of a talk show.
I know, it sounds more like a chatting show. But yeah.
So, have you been playing any games since the last time we were here?
Very rarely because of such thing called work. I don't want to talk today either.
You've been working a lot more, or?
No, I just.
Oh, your schedule's been kind of messed up, right?
Switched up my schedule. Instead of having me work 3 days in a row, I've been 2 days in a row, then off one, and then 3 days, and that messes you up because.
Especially graveyard, working graveyard.
Because I like having 4 days off in a row, because then I can do much more things that I want to do. You know?
Well, yeah, because you spend the first day recovering, and then you have two and a half days to do whatever, and then prepare yourself that last day. Yeah.
So yeah.
I hated graveyard. It was the worst time of my life.
So I spent Thursday recovering, and then yesterday I finally played some World of Warcraft and Overwatch. Yeah. So I was just trying to catch up, because World of Warcraft is all about grinding for survival. I mean, you just have to just.
Is it like the Thunderdome where people brutal in there?
Well, I mean, you just have. It's never ending. I mean, everything you do in WoW, it's just never ending, pretty much. You just have to keep.
You're not selling it as fun.
I mean, it's fun, but I mean, once you get in there, you can't get out.
Trap.
I mean,
It traps you in there?
Because when you have one task you're doing, that's what it is. You have to complete one quest, and once you're done with that, the guy tells you to do something else. And so while you're going to do something else, you have a side quest over here. And then you're like, oh, I don't need this guy, but you do need this guy, because the more quests you do, the more experience you get. And you need that experience
to level up.
To get an achievement, which will be able to make you to have flying in the game eventually. Because right now, you can't fly unless you have.
Can anyone fly?
Well, you have to complete pretty much all the quests in that area. And you have to get to this thing called, I think it's revered, or exalted, in a reputation. So every area in WoW, like where you quest at, you have like these questing places. They build up your reputation in that area. So as soon as you finish all the questing and kill a bunch of enemies, your reputation goes up. So the very last one is exalted, and as soon as you're exalted in all the reps, then you can be able to fly.
So, World of Warcraft, it's a multi-online player game, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's playing at the same time in the same. Well, there's different.
Well, yeah,
there's
different time zones. They're not all playing at the same time.
The other characters in the game are other people in the real world.
Yeah.
So, are there people currently who can fly?
I haven't seen it yet.
So
because I think well, I haven't. Maybe I haven't seen it yet, but if they can fly, they just have no life at all, because that means that they completed all of the achievements.
Well, when did the flying thing become an option?
I think as soon as the expansion came out.
Oh, so the newest expansion.
Yeah.
So how close are you to flying?
Not close at all.
Oh, okay. That's crazy, though.
Yeah. Oh, besides getting your reputation up, you also have to explore everything on the map, too. So you have to go everywhere.
So, I actually played a video game. I played the Spider-Man game for PS4.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Do you ever play console games, or do you just play computer games?
I mean, I play like Mario Kart. I want to play the new Zelda.
Oh God.
I need to play that game. The Breath of the Wild.
Oh, you went to the Deep Ellum. That's right. Because I was like, well, we just had a game night and we played Mario Party, but I was like, why weren't you there?
Played Mario Party?
Yeah.
Which one?
7 or 8.
Yeah, I love Mario Party.
Yeah, and I was like, why didn't we invite you? But you were in Deep Ellum.
Oh man.
Being all party animal.
That was fun though, but I really wish I could have played Mario Party.
Yeah. Well, next time we do a game night, we'll invite you again if you're not too busy for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just a birthday party.
Nah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard time. But no. So the Spider-Man game, right? It was a lot of fun. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played. And the expansion set comes out this month, so I got to get that.
Mm-hmm.
But the last costume, because there's a bunch of costumes that you can unlock, right?
Yeah.
Like some different Spider-Man costumes that you can unlock.
Mm-hmm.
And I beat the game, and then there was one costume left that I don't have, and it's like you have to get 100% completion on everything in the game in order to unlock that costume. So I was like, oh, I'm getting this costume because the costumes were so badass, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this last costume has to be amazing. Like I'm thinking maybe it's the black suit Spider-Man, or maybe it's this, or maybe it's that.
Venom?
Yes, the symbiote before he became Venom. Mm-hmm. Although he also has a costume that looks like that, but isn't the same guy as the black suit. So I thought it would be that, you know? And
or not, I don't know.
You could be Venom.
I'm trying to decide who to be for Halloween.
I like the movie. Did you like the movie?
I loved it. It was awesome. I might watch it again with Tina.
I really think it should have gone all hard R though.
Rated R?
Yeah. If they embraced it a little more, like.
I guess they were trying to make it kid friendly.
Well, that's exactly what they were doing. Yeah.
Because it was really like kind of a comedy.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to convince Marvel to put it part of their universe, and Marvel said no. So you could tell they were trying to go the Marvel theme, like the Marvel sensibility and the Marvel humor. They were going for that because they wanted Kevin Feige to be like, all right, we'll take your Venom. Yeah. And Kevin Feige was like, no, you keep that up there. We don't want that. We'll keep Spider-Man. You keep that.
Oh my gosh.
But where was I going? Oh, so I did it. I spent all this extra time playing the game, getting 100% completion and everything. Even like, oh, I don't want to play this level or this or that. It's like I'm getting it. I finally unlocked the last costume. It's him wearing the Spider-Man mask and then his underwear, and that's the whole costume. And I'm like, hold on, you made me complete. Yeah, that's it. Just his mask and underwear. And I was like, you made me complete everything, so I can get that the costume I will never use.
Oh my gosh.
I was pissed, man. It was so annoying.
That's how I feel when I'm playing WoW sometimes. Like when you finally like complete like a dungeon or something. Sometimes you know how like, did I ever tell you about the chicken I was after the mount? The chicken mount. So it was like a 3% drop. So you have to keep killing the boss over and over and over and over and over again. And there's like a 3% chance he'll drop a mount for you. Or even less than that.
Oh, a mount to ride something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, for the chicken mount, it took me like 2 years to get.
Oh my god. There's this game, it's a 64 game. And then the sequel was for PS2 and I used to have it. I can't find my 64 game anymore. I'm dying to play it again. I haven't even been able to find like a good ROM that works of it, but it's called Gotland Legends. It's such a fun game. Apparently for the PS4 they released a modern version of it. I have to check out. But it was a game I used to play when I was in elementary and middle school with my friends. And it was like a 4-player game because it was a 64 game, you know? And you basically, there's like all these different worlds and you're getting shards of this mirror so that you can go fight the main boss. And so it was a multiplayer game and you could play as different things. You could play as like a warrior or a mage.
Oh, yeah.
And then after you get to a certain level, you unlock, like the warrior becomes a bull.
Yeah.
The mage becomes a jackal. And it's like, it's real badass. Like one of the funnest games I've ever played in my life. It's why I want the 64 version again. I just can't find it anywhere. But where's it going? Oh, but while you're playing the game, if you're playing with multiple people, and I don't think it works if you play with 2 people. I think you need to be playing with like 3 or 4 people at a time. Every once in a while, a chicken will appear.
Chicken.
And when you kill the chicken, you become it. And all of a sudden you're playing tag with your friends in the middle of the game.
Oh my gosh.
So you have to tag the people, like tag you're in, tag you're in.
Tagging them, you're not killing them?
No, you're just tagging them. Because you're a team and you're fighting and if you start killing each other, it'll take away from the whole game. But you literally legit play a game of tag in the middle of a game while you're fighting orgs and zombies and all this other shit.
Funny.
Like, it's such a fun game, man.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't played that in so long, though. I miss it.
Gotta find it.
Yes, I don't know what happened to mine.
Maybe it's on, like, you can, have you tried looking online?
Yeah, to buy it? I haven't done that.
Maybe
I've been looking for ROMs. Because my NES I have hooked up as my NES Classic, I have as a Super Nintendo 64 and a Sega now.
Yeah.
And I've been looking to find it for that, but the ROM I found for it crashes the NES.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I want to be able to play those Pokemon games.
Which ones?
The classic ones, like Yellow, Red.
On my NES, I have all those games.
But can you do that on the computer? Like, you have to download something?
An emulator.
Emulator? Okay. Is that hard to do?
No, I can show you.
Is it free? I mean, yeah, it's not free. It's not, nothing in life is free.
Technically, the emulator is free, and there's nothing illegal about that. But ROMs are a tricky thing.
Yeah.
Ethically speaking, you should only download a ROM if you own the game.
Okay.
Ethically speaking.
Yeah. Because that's what I really want to stream is like Pokemon games.
But I have, because I had all those games for Game Boy, so I put them on my NES. So my NES, I have blue, red, yellow, gold, crystal.
Because Pikachu follows you and you get to like earn his trust. Remember?
Yeah.
Whenever he used to electrocute you first, and then over time he starts to love you.
God, on red and blue, there was a certain spot, I forgot where it was, where if you just swim back and forth, you'll...
The Lapras?
No, not Lapras. You'd find
Beerus?
Mew and shit like that.
Really?
Like, yeah, it was weird.
Oh my god.
And you have to use like a Master Ball to catch them. It's a fun game, man. I love those games. But speaking of old games, they're making a live-action Mega Man movie. You hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
They just announced it. There's an old fan-made Mega Man movie. It's a Japanese one. It's really good.
Oh, I gotta look that up.
You ever watch movies based on video games? Besides Warcraft? Like, did you see Doom with The Rock?
Oh, I didn't see that one. I need to watch that one.
It's corny, but I liked it. Or Super Mario Brothers.
I did see that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, people hate that movie, but I always
liked
loved
it.
that movie.
I liked it.
You ever watch the Sonic cartoon?
Oh, I like the Sonic cartoons. Those are cool.
Those are fun.
I like Sonic.
Yeah. Who's your favorite in Sonic? Who's your favorite
I
character?
always loved Tails.
Tails?
Yeah.
I like Knuckles. Knuckles is my guy.
Yeah, Knuckles is cool too.
So what have you been doing in World of Warcraft? Besides World of Warcraft, what's the last game you played?
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
There's the Halloween season is coming up, so they have like a bunch.
They
of
do seasons?
Yeah. So it's fun. It's so fun. They have like a lot of seasonal skins too.
Okay.
So, like
okay.
the costumes.
Yeah.
So whenever you play the games, you get loot boxes. Every time you level up, you get a box, and inside the box, you get a chance of getting a new skin or like a weapon or.
That sounds pretty legit.
So yeah, it's fun.
I gotta play that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I probably won't play that, but it sounds fun.
Well, I mean, you have to like first-person shooters.
I actually went back and started playing the original Zelda game for the first time. I've never.
Which one? Ocarina of Time?
No, the NES
Oh,
Legend of
yeah,
Zelda.
yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
That's not the original one, but that one was my favorite.
That's the first one I played.
Yeah.
Back home when I lived in the Blue Roofs, my best friend Chris lived next door. We knew each other in like preschool, and then we lost touch, and then he randomly moved in next door to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one day I was at home watching, ironically, another video game movie that everyone shits on, but I love, Double Dragons.
I've never seen that one.
Such a good movie. Alyssa Milano's in it. I love her. But there was a knock at my door, and this guy, I opened it, and there was this kid there by my age named Tommy. And I've heard of him, but I never met him.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I'm Chris's friend. And I was like, oh, he lives next door. And he was like, no, but are you his friend Jonathan? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you're the one with the 64? And I'm like, yeah. And then he pulls out the Zelda game, and he was like, oh yeah, Chris told me the 64. You want to play Zelda?
Oh my god.
And I was
so
like,
random.
oh yeah, come in. And we became best friends.
Wow.
Like, that's legitimately how I met one of my best friends as a kid. Just knocked on my door like,
Your door.
hey, you got a 64? And I'm like, yeah, come on in.
Those are the good old days.
Would never happen now. Like,
It would never happen
I guarantee
now.
you, no kids today meet their one of their best friends, but like,
Yeah.
hey, your homeboy told me you have a video game system. You want to play a game?
Like, Mom, there's a stranger at the door.
Well, my mom was at work.
Nowadays, it'd be like stranger danger.
Well, he was a kid. It's not like he was a grown-ass man.
Oh yeah, true. But still, I don't know how nowadays
Although,
are.
when I was even younger than that, I moved to Blue Roofs when I was like 6 or 7, so I must have been like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
We lived across the street from, was it Mesa College or SDSU? I think it was SDSU, San Diego State University. And we lived down here, and then there across the way upstairs, there was this guy living there. He was in his early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was like 5.
Yeah.
And I became friends with him. And then when he went to go join, he introduced me to the Incredible Hulk TV show.
Yeah.
My first introduction to the Alien movies was I knocked on his door to see if he was home, and he opened the door and I saw the alien bursting out. And that was my first introduction to the Alien movie, and I was like, what is this? I need to watch this.
Oh my God.
And then he also gave me a box of Marvel toys.
Oh, that's nice.
Because he was going to the Navy and he's like, I can't take this shit with you. And a lot of them, he got mad at me. And it's like, well, come on, dude, you're an idiot. He gave them, and a lot of them are open, and then there were a bunch that were in original packaging, closed. And these were toys from like the early 80s and 90s. So before I was born, these toys were older than me. And within 2 months, I opened and played with all of them.
Oh, God.
And he was like, oh, those were collector's items. You weren't supposed to open them. I was like, oh, and I felt bad, but since I was like, you gave a 5-year-old, you gave a 5-year-old toys. Yeah, like, what did you think was going to happen? I was 5.
You're supposed to not open them. You're supposed to just look at them.
Oh, man. But yeah, he was a cool dude, but yeah.
I still have Barbie dolls that I haven't opened.
Really?
Yeah, the collector's edition. I wonder how much they're worth.
I have an Angel action figure I haven't opened. I don't know. And then I have this. I bought 2, because if you guys watch my Frank's Journey videos, one is open. This one, Jaina.
Jaina.
That's Han Solo and Princess Leia's daughter.
Oh.
But so what games are you looking forward to? Are there any that you're looking forward to that you want to
I
play?
want to play some more games. I just don't know what to play yet.
Ooh, like
Halloween's coming up. There's a game called Dead by Daylight, where you have like 4 characters and a killer. It might be like, I think it's like either Freddy or Jason, one of them.
Wait, they're in the game?
It looks like Freddy or Jason. I don't know if it's exactly them, but it looks like them. It might be them. It's called Dead by Daylight, so you have like 4 or 5 people, and then you have the killer. So you're in the woods, and there's like some generators that you're supposed to fix so you can escape. And while you're doing that, you're getting chased by the killer. So you and your friends are supposed to fix the generator. Meanwhile, running away, trying to like not let the killer grab you. Because once he grabs you, like you have to like wiggle. Like you have to push a certain button and like wiggle to get away from him. And if you don't wiggle fast enough, he hooks you.
That's badass. The first game I bought for my PS4, and it legit feels like a ripoff now, was Friday the 13th game, and it's a lot like that. Like
Friday the 13th.
you gotta turn
the one with actual Jason.
Yeah, Jason's in it, and you could it's random. You either play as one of the camp counselors, you play as Jason, and you have to turn on like the power and call for help and all that and try to escape.
Yeah.
It's such a fun game. The reason I just feel like it's a ripoff though is I paid all this money for the game. And since I don't have the PlayStation Network, I can't play it because it's only an online game. Yeah. And it's like, hold on, like, I bought the game. Why do I need to then buy this? Like, I don't care about playing with other people. I've never, like, I know this is what you love, is playing with random people on the internet.
I like playing with random people.
I have always hated that. I've always felt video games should be like, me and you sitting here playing together.
Oh yeah, that's fun too. I like doing that.
Like, so the game, I'm just like, well, if I had known this before buying it, which I guess I could have done research, I didn't bother to, I would never bought it. Like, Star Wars Battlefront, the old ones where you would play with your friends, so awesome. The new one where it's all online, why would I want that?
Well, I like doing that. I like playing online with people, but I also like playing beside people.
Yeah.
While also playing with other people online.
Oh, God.
LAN parties.
But yeah, so I have the game, but I can't play it because I don't have the PlayStation Network. And I'm tempted to get it just to play that game, but I don't know if I want to pay $60 a year just to play one game.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But then I also pay $15 a month to play World of Warcraft. So it's more than $60 a year.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I could do that too. I think it's like $10, but I'm like, that's 120 versus 60. Like, just pay it all at once. It's cheaper. I don't know, man.
Oh.
Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Alright, well, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Zelda.
This has been Chillin' with Z. Give us legends.